In 1986, they were the best of friends. 20 years later, on the night of their high school reunion, one of them has been murdered. This is the story of 6 friends told over 20 years. Each chapter is a new year. Each year brings us one step closer to the truth.
Previously on Reunion.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
What kind of questions?
The kind that go back 20 years.
If you were driving, it'd be no problem. No DWI, no nothing.
But I wasn't driving.
Nobody knows that.
I took a pregnancy test.
Me?
Has to be.
I mean, Craig's my best friend.
Maybe I'll go to London and have the baby, and no one will ever know.
I hereby sentence the defendant to 12 months in county correction.
Next one, we push. Okay, deep breath and push.
The adoptive parents are waiting, Samantha.
You dropped out of school?
Sitting in a classroom wasn't getting me closer to what I wanted.
Will, thought you weren't getting out till July.
Listen, Will, have you thought any more about my offer? I can't promise you start at the top, but...
What are you saying? You have no idea where my baby is?
Unfortunately, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You and me, that you don't...
No, I don't.
The girl that you were telling me about, the one that got you through prison, whatever happened to her?
Nothing. I realized we saw things differently. I'm gonna get her back. I'm serious this time, Carla. It took me a year to figure it out, but I think I finally know what Sam's looking for.
A better guy. You know, sincere, responsible, a good person. That's what Sam wants.
Someone who can take care of me. Not some guy who just got out of prison. And ever since I started working for Craig's dad, I'm not that guy anymore. I just have to show that I've changed.
That I'm not the same immature, where's the party guy I was back in high school. We're older now. The kind of guy she wants now is someone smarter, more serious. Someone like...
Will, Sam didn't turn you down last year because you didn't have enough money or a great job.
Yeah, girls always say that, and then you know who they end up with?
some jerk who buys them stuff. I don't want to be that guy anymore.
And you're not. You've changed. I get it.
I don't get it. I mean, Craig's your oldest friend. And Sam, she'd feel awful if she knew that you guys were competing over her. Trust me, romance is the last thing on her mind these days.
Your baby's name is Amy Elizabeth Phillips. Born in London, March 20th, 1987. Adopted by Paul and Megan Phillips, both Americans. 3 weeks later, they packed everything up and moved to Hong Kong on business. Lucky for you, they moved back 6 weeks ago.
Here, to New York?
Yeah, small world, huh? It's all right there in the file.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you found her. After all this time, I'd almost given up hope. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, look, you don't have to thank me. You just have to pay me, okay? You got it, right? All of it?
Yes, of course. I mean, I'm sorry for the delay.
Ah, it's okay. But you know, if you had this much trouble coming up with money to pay me, you're gonna have a hell of a time getting that baby back. Lawyers and custody battles cost a whole lot more than I do.
I just want to talk to them. I'm hoping it won't come to all that, lawyers and everything.
Yeah, well, she's their daughter, you know. These people are not gonna let her go without a fight. Good luck to you.
It's 1988. Of course, people were worried. The market's scary as hell since the crash. But real estate is still solid. That's why the Riverwalk project makes sense.
I mean, come on, upwards of $100 grand for a condo. No one in Bedford has that kind of cash, not anymore. The 80s, fellas, are slowing down.
You're right. Real people in Bedford can't afford that. Hell, I know I can't. That's why we're not selling them around here. Stressed out, overworked urban professionals, that's our target.
What, yuppies?
The only thing worse than a bunch of yuppies invading Bedford is them not invading. This town has to grow, evolve or die. It's that simple. We can make it happen.
I don't know what the hell you thought you were doing in there, but it worked. That was great. That was outstanding, really. Now I just need someone to explain to me how the same kid who was cutting my grass a year ago just closed a $10 million deal.
Helped close. You had him right where you want him. I just nudged him in.
I'm proud of you. You came in here, you started at the bottom, you learned the business, my business, from the ground up. So just let me enjoy the moment. Lord knows I'm never going to get it with my own son. All Craig cares about is his charity work, and Central America.
Hey, is he back yet?
Yeah, he just got back. I keep telling him charity is what you do after you make your first million. Which reminds me, don't think all your hard work on this one's gonna go unrewarded.
Are you talking about a raise?
Bonus. Big fat one. 40 grand at least. And when you get it, don't spend it all in one place.
Hi, I'm Megan Phillips. Sam, Samantha. Oh, come in, please. Come in. It's nice to meet you. I hope the agency didn't mislead you about the position. It's not full-time. Paul, Sam's here about the nanny position.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you.
Actually, that's not why I'm here. I'm here about Amy. I'm not sure I understand. I'm her mother. I'm here because I made a terrible mistake. Paul.
That's okay, honey. It's okay.
You cannot take my baby. You can't. You gave her up. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just a kid. I didn't understand.
You know what? Maybe you should leave. Now.
It doesn't have to be this way. We can all be part of her life. I just want the chance to know my baby.
That's not gonna happen. Not now. Not ever. You know, we made it perfectly clear when we adopted Amy. We wanted nothing further to do with you. She's our baby. Now go. And if you ever show up here again, you better have the best damn lawyers that money can buy.
Bring back any memories? You were all pretty tight back then. And from what I can tell, you still are.
I'm not so sure I would say that.
How else do you explain the fact that after all those years and all that distance, we can place each and every one of you there? At the scene of the crime, on the night of the murder.
That's a pretty big accusation.
Oh, not as big as my next one.
Yeah, what's that?
One of you pulled the trigger. One of you, in cold blood, shot and killed one of your best friends. And I happen to think it's you, Father Malloy. This was taken the night of the murder. That surveillance camera outside the loft sees everything, including you.
Just because we were all there that night doesn't mean we had anything to do with what happened.
So you're saying it was a coincidence? 2 weeks ago, 6 old friends just happened to get together. And the same night, one of them is tragically murdered?
I told you, it was the night of our 20-year high school reunion. That's the only coincidence. You know, the detectives on the scene that night told us that our friend was murdered by a startled intruder.
Oh. The one-armed man, you mean? Yeah, you know, he gets around a lot, but I don't like him for this. I think the person who did this was an old friend. Someone with a grudge. Someone who had some anger about their past.
And you think that's me?
Most people don't see past the collar. They see a man of God, a man of faith, principles, and good works.
But not you.
No. I see the real you. Once a criminal, always a criminal.
That's not true. There's only one crime I ever committed in my life.
Would you like to talk about that? You know, they say confession is good for the soul. Unless, of course, you'd like to have your attorney present.
You want to hear about it? Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story of the only